Okay, so this is a quick video, and to anyone in my family if they're growing the seeds that I sent, and specifically to that lady, Lizzie, I think your name is, on YouTube, that wrote back to me about the Cosmos pinching. So I want to make a short video about the Cosmos pinched and not pinched, or cut and not cut, and Zinnia cut and not cut, and show you the differences in my plants. And this is first time for me. So first let me show you some of the Cosmos that are growing over here. This is just a single seed, big long stalk, and it's starting to thicken up and grow. All right, so remember that. Now over here, let's go to some Zinnia real quick. So this Zinnia was about this tall, just dried out, so I cut it right here. I think that's where I'm supposed to cut it, but I might have to cut it lower to make it grow again. They say you snip it and then it will grow another flower again. Well, we'll see. So as you can see, it's also one long stalk. It's probably about 8-9 inches tall. It flowered. It had a pretty good sized flower. Here's one for example. That one's about to flower. This one's flowering. Now this one looks kind of small. The other one was like double its size. And again, it's just one long stalk and up. Okay, so none of that was cut, none of that was pinched on any of the ones I just showed you. The only reason this was cut is because the flower dried out, so I cut it. All right. Now, when I bought the seeds online and I read about it, I read that Zinnia and the Cosmos grow in one tall stalk, supposed to be about 5 feet tall or up to 5 feet tall, and big flower. Well, this guy here was a very medium-sized flower, and obviously it was only about a foot tall, not close to 5 feet. And I've seen some videos where they're like 5 feet tall, and this guy looks to be small too. So I'm hoping after this, and I cut it, I'm going to try cutting this one maybe down here. I don't know if it will make a difference. It seems to be the same. But now watch the other flowers here that I'm going to show you. Okay, so here is a Cosmos, and this Cosmos is the biggest one so far. I had a white one on the other side which was a little bit smaller, but you can see the size of my hand compared to there, so it's a pretty big flower. It's been about 4 days that it's been out, and it's one stalk, one long stalk, and it's kind of skinny, the stalk, but it had a branch out here, and it's going to have a partner flower right there. Okay, so I didn't pinch it, I didn't do anything. So everything I read and everything I hear people saying is that you pinch them and they'll grow bushier and you'll get more than one flower, more than one flower. Well, this one's already got one, and I can see another one here, starting here on that side. So it's going to have at least 3, and I did nothing to that. And that is the Cosmos, okay? Now here's a Cosmos that I cut. Might be a little bit hard to see because of the shade. So what you got here is what appears to be a stalk and appears to be a stalk. Well, in this big U here, you can see way down in the middle, down right in there, it's been like a month. It's barely even growing where I snipped it, pinched it, snipped it, cut it, whatever you want to call it. And it barely grew in the middle. But it made this branch out here, I guess, and then it made this branch out here, which it appears to do on its own normally. And you can see how far behind it is compared to the rest of them that I have growing. So I'm not really sure if it's just a mind game and people just think it's the best. And nothing against you, Lizzie, or anybody watching this. This is first time for me, and like I said, I did nothing to this one. And it's got 1, 2, 3, and you can see it's bushy down on the bottom a little bit. So, you know, I don't know. The only thing I could think of is that the 2 U-shaped ones down here, or the 1 U-shape, this will go and it will have a little bit, maybe it'll have 3 flowers here, and then this might have 3 flowers there. Maybe that's what everybody's talking about. But I don't like the way this looks. It looks kind of bizarre with this U and this big gap in the middle. But I'm going to show you something else on the other ones. So that was a pinched cut one, and they're all the same size, but look at how big this guy is and how fast it grew without pinching it. And like I said, it's got 2 and it's going to have 3 flowers. It's pretty, huh? It smells pretty nice too. They don't last that long. Zinnia lasts like 2 weeks. These guys last a week or less. Okay, let's stick on the Cosmos for now before I go back to Zinnia. So here's one that I didn't touch. It's got to be about 2.5 feet tall. And this was never cut or pinched or anything. Now look at this guy. It's a monster. It's like a tree. It's got branches everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. And it's growing tall up top. So you know, explain that. You know what I mean? They're all the same seeds, they're all the same packages. So this one is what I guess people are snipping them for, to create more branches, which will create more flowers. But I don't know, I say let nature do its thing sometimes, right? And look, I mean, you know, that thing just grew perfect. No U-shape, no nothing. Nice big strong tree. Now, let me show you this over here. So right behind it, I'm literally right behind where I showed you. Here's one growing with its stalk, and here's another one I cut. And as you can see, it lagged behind. And this one here doesn't even form another shoot up the middle. It just died out. The other one was trying to form a shoot. So this one, you know, I cut it and it formed that U again on these two branches, and then it has the other branches shooting out, just like its brother plant over here did without anything. So I don't think this is a result of me snipping it. I think it's just natural for some of these to do that on its own. Me snipping it kind of just caused a big huge gap in the middle, which I personally don't like. Unless it fills out over time, I don't know. So that's the cosmos part I wanted to show you. And here's another monster in the back growing, and you know, it's branching out all on its own too. So I'm glad I only snipped the two to see, because I like the way they're going by themselves already. And there's going to be at least 2 to 3, maybe 4 flowers on these big guys all alone. Before I go to the zinnia and show you that, Lizzie or anybody, I have so many flowers and so many things I planted, and I don't know what they are until they flower, because the packet doesn't show them as babies are growing. Have any idea what these are? I have them everywhere, as you can see. And yeah, I don't know what they are, but they're gonna be cool. Okay, I don't know how much video I'll have here, so here's a great example of zinnia. I only clipped the 2 zinnia too, and the only reason I clipped the zinnia was for 2 reasons. One, the flower was dead, and I wanted to regrow and rebloom, and I snipped 2 babies as they were growing, so I can root them in water, which they did root. 2 rooted, 3 didn't, and I planted them in a pot, and they're growing fine. So that's why I snipped those. Otherwise, I'm not snipping them. But as you saw, they were coming up small, skinny, and 1 flower. Well, look at this guy. Here's my hand. Look how big that is, right? Now look at this plant. This plant is huge. It's got branches everywhere. They're gonna flower. The one in the back here, let's see. The one in the back here has one of those balls, so that's gonna flower. And obviously these other branches are gonna flower. And that's just on its own. And here's another one, and then in the back, another one, and another one. And now those 2 did that. But the other ones in that patch where I first started the video are growing tall, like short, a foot or short, flowering smaller, and they're all from the same seed packet. So if anybody understands that, let me know, because I would love for them to be like this. And again, that's on their own. I didn't do anything with that. So it's kind of bizarre, huh? Quick stop here real quick for my family back home. Got the gladiolus going, got white underneath my balcony. And across from me is purple starting. Look at those guys. Man, God, how beautiful they are. There's 13 of them gonna be. Let's make a stop here. And again, Lizzie, you seem to know a lot about flowers, so when you respond to me, I'll link this video. And if you know what these cool looking things are, because again, I have no idea what they are. I was waiting for them to open, but it's been a week or more, and they sort of just look like these little fruit balls with these flowers sticking out the top of their heads. Reminds me of that Muppet scientist from the Muppets, the one that didn't talk. So just to finish, now here's zinnia again, slightly different shades of pink, which is really cool. And this one looks about 2 feet tall, a little skinnier, but it is putting a branch out here. And then the one over here is just a single, a little bit taller than the first batch and a different shade. So once again, I like them bushier, not sure why. If you know why, please let me know. All right? All right, guys back home, lots of love to you. Bye-bye.